Everybody, Robert here, and today I want to talk about mental health and diet and exercise, and really just maintaining perspective as to where you've been, where you're at, and where you're going. Because I think a lot of times we kind of forget that, we're doing the diet and exercise as part of, health and fitness. I think a lot of times we forget that mental health is in health. Mental health should be a part of health and fitness. And that if it's not, then we're kind of losing track of where we're going and what we're trying to do. I'd say all have very high expectations for ourselves where whatever we want to look like, or what we want to accomplish in the gym, whether that's, deadlift, squat, or bench press a certain thing, run a mile in a certain pace, be 10, 15% body fat, have abs, whatever it is. But the thing about it is that, none of that matters if you're so freaking miserable that, it's a chore to shower. None of that if you want to be at 10% body fat in a month and you're at 16% body fat, which first of all, that's completely unrealistic. But if you want to be at 10% body fat and in a month you're not there and you get frustrated with yourself, it's okay to not meet the expectations we set before ourselves, because for one thing, we're going to be much more critical on ourselves than we are of other people. And like I said, if we're struggling to shower, cook, clean, do all these things, but we're maintaining our diets the best we can, and we're staying in the gym as best we can, or if you work out at home, exercising the best you can, that's better than, not doing any of it at all. You're putting forth your best effort. Now look back where you was. For me, I was 235 at my recent biggest. I don't think I've ever really went above 240, 245. I was at 235 around the beginning of the year. And now I'm at 185. 185, that's 50 pounds. That's a big drop. Then all of my lifts at the gym have increased. I've been working out smarter with some intelligence with a plan. I've been eating, believe it or not, despite the fact that I have a weight issue, I've kind of also had an undiagnosed eating disorder. I don't want to self-diagnose myself, but I went from probably eating 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. There was a point in time where I would freak out if I went near 500 calories a day. It was bad. Even today, well, not today, but nowadays, I still sometimes have to force myself to eat because I think I'm eating too much, even though it's only 1,600 calories, which for a guy my size, I'm 6'1", 185, and I'm a tradesman, so I'm on my feet a lot, and I'm at the gym at least an hour a day, 6 times a week. 1,500 calories, that's not much when it comes right down to it. So that being said, though, it's, looking back, I remember being in the gym where just being in the gym at all took so much effort because I was eating so little. Yet I was, 220, 225. And I remember a point in time where I was where it was a struggle to lose 5 pounds. And now, after losing 50 pounds, whenever I think about it, it's it's a big deal. That's a big difference. So I just think it's very important to keep perspective as to where you've been, where you're at, where you're going, where you're trying to go. And like I said, if you're putting in your best effort, you know, and even then, even if you're not, sometimes, like everybody says, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to just have a bad day. I think in my first video, I said, maybe not my first one, second one, that sometimes your goal for the day is to just survive. And sometimes part of that survival, however your brain works, or my brain sometimes works, is, you know, I'll just eat something and I'll be okay. And like, again, it's, you know, everybody's always talking about health and fitness. You know, I'm sure there are people out there that are overweight, obese, or morbidly obese that have better mental health than I do. Someone who's right there at the kind of average to slightly overweight mark. You know, I know my mental health is a wreck. You know, most days I wake up going, why, God? Why did I wake up? Most days I'll be driving down the highway and be like, you know, I would not care if a tractor trailer jumped the median, hit me head on, and killed me. That's how I am most days. And so, if we're approaching health and fitness, diet and exercise, you know, with the mindset of being healthy, you know, we need to think about our mental health, especially for those of us where our depression, our anxiety are such a big just burden on us every single day. We need to keep in mind, and we need to, and I know it's preaching to the choir of, you know, well, just don't be depressed. It's not that simple. Just try to take it easy on yourself or whatever. But really just try to take a step back. Look, you know, objectively, look at yourself. Look at what you're going through. You know, someone else, other people, they don't know what it's like inside your head. You know, my head is a train wreck, hurricane, tornado, earthquake, whatever you want to call it. It's a disaster, and it's hard to manage a lot of the times. So if you can take a step back and look at yourself kind of through the eyes of someone that doesn't know you, but with the knowledge of being yourself, and say, okay, I may not be where I want to be. I don't have abs. I'm not, you know, 10% body fat or below. I'm not, you know, some huge, I don't have a bunch of muscles, whatever. Or if you're a female and you don't have a nice butt, just waistline, whatever it is. You know, you might not have that because because you're in such a poor mental state, which, you know, that's something a lot of people don't like to talk about, it seems like, is the fact that yes, diet and exercise help exercise, but there's, at some point, there's some people, diet and exercise can kind of become counterintuitive. But that being said, if you can look at yourself and say, you know, there was a time when I would go 2-3 days without taking a shower. It's pretty nasty. 2-3 days without taking a shower in my bedroom would be a disaster. You know, trash, plates everywhere. But now, I might not be where I should be. I don't want to say that, where I want to be. But I can at least get myself to be slightly productive. I can maintain some resemblance of a healthy diet. Now, today I haven't been to the gym because I have gut issues. So sometimes things don't flow the way I want them to flow. And so I took a bunch of stuff yesterday that's kind of nuked my bowels. So I'm not really comfortable leaving the house, but anymore, if I don't go to the gym, I feel bad. I feel off. And there was a time where it was, you need to go to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym. And you really need to go to the gym. And I would have to just, psych myself and go and just, even if it was for 20 minutes, be like, okay, at least you got here, do something, then you can leave. Whereas now, I enjoy the gym now. That's like the one place where I can kind of just relax and let out my frustration. And then the diet, weekends are hard for me. I won't lie. It's a Saturday and it's been awful. And it's been rainy, so that's made it even worse. But, the weekends for me, it's, I don't have many friends. And the friends I do have, they're married, one has kids. They both have full-time jobs and they both work crazy hours. So normally the weekends, I have to occupy myself. And so with that, I'm someone that I'm stressy, bored of me, all that stuff. And so weekends are tough for me. And so I just have a tendency to kind of not do so well diet-wise. Monday through Friday, I'm almost perfect. I can say no to junk food, no to sweets, whatever, but once the weekend comes, I don't know what it is, but I just completely crumble. But this has went on for longer than I thought it would. But just, again, try to maintain perspective, If you're driving yourself crazy with diet, with exercise, the weight, not the weight, but the scale, my scale's over there. If, you're stepping on it every day and it's not going the direction you want and it's, really driving you crazy, try a few weeks, a few months of not using a scale. Just take a picture. Take a picture every week or so. Gauge that. See how your clothes fit. Do they fit looser? Do they fit tighter? You can go based off of that. Based on whether or not you're losing or gaining weight. It's mental health needs to be a part of health. I think a lot of times we forget that. But anyways, that's it for me. I'm going to go now. I'm going to start rambling and just repeating myself. But if you made it this far, thank you. And I hope you're doing well. And if you're not doing well, I hope you will be doing well soon. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.